What's up, everybody?
Hey, Jordan. Thanks for joining us today. We will go right back over to Greg Barnes. Go ahead.
Hey, Jordan, just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the game film from Virginia Tech and how you feel like the offensive line played and kind of what some of the issues were.
For our first game, I wasn't really it wasn't really a positive session in the film room. I think you got to learn from everything, every game, but definitely not how we wanted it to turn out, especially in the line room with a veteran group that we have. The film, I mean, it kind of speaks for how the game went. We didn't really run the ball. We didn't protect Sam the best way we could. We just let simple stuff go, and there was a lot of times where the defense didn't beat us out, but as an O-line, we beat ourselves out in miscommunication and then just some MAs and stuff like that. So it was just it was another opportunity to learn from it, but not how we wanted it to be for the first game.
How impactful was the atmosphere with you being the first time since 2019 you played in front of a packed house, those kind of things?
The atmosphere was, I mean, it was great. The B-Tech really showed out. The stadium was packed. I love playing in big games, big atmospheres, big stadiums. This is something I've always loved to do, but I can't speak on everybody else. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes it affects people, sometimes it doesn't. But they definitely had an effect in the crowd on third downs and stuff like that. It was really hard to hear out there, hear the clap, hear Sam's checks, but it just all ties back into communication, and the crowd showed out, definitely.
Thank you.
Yep.
Alyssa Ray, go ahead.
For Sam to get sacked 6 times, do you guys kind of take responsibility for that or internalize that at all? And does that motivate you to just kind of go out there and try to play your best to protect your guy?
Yes, definitely. Having 6 sacks never feels good, especially from an O-line that wants to do big things on a team that can do big things. So we definitely take it personally. Take it with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, we still got to go out there and perform the next week, perform the next practice, perform the next day in the weight room. So take it with a grain of salt and just try and move forward from it, learn from your mistakes, learn from where everything went wrong. But yeah, we definitely do take it personal because not too long ago, I was asked what we should be doing with Sam, and I said he shouldn't be touched, but that wasn't the case for Friday night. And I want to stick by that, and I know our O-line room wants to stick by that. So we just gotta get back in the film room, work on communication, and uphold that statement.
Can you also just speak to the Virginia Tech defense? I mean, that was not the same defense that we saw a year ago.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the same defense. They had some transfers out, some transfers in, and then they had a lot of people back from COVID, I think was the reason for some of their secondary being gone the last season. But they definitely came high energy. They definitely showed out. They brought a lot of stuff that we did see on film, but they brought it from the first quarter to the last, and respect to them, respect to their DC. We knew the interior D line was going to be really their biggest effect on the D line, I guess, and it turned out that 11 had a field day too, so he was all over the field. He was flying around. They all flew around. They were just moving real fast paced. They were well coached.
Russ Martin.
Hey, Jordan, in the film sessions and with the coaching from Longo and Coach Searles, I mean, what has been the major issue you think that was revealed? And is it something that can be fixed in one game, or is it something that just takes time to fix?
Honestly, I think it depends on the player. Like for some people, they can pick it up in one game, but for others, they're going to need practice and more extra time in the film room, extra time in the weight room, extra time with coach, personally. But I think for me, on my perspective, the biggest thing that we really need to focus on is communication. It can't be 1 to 2 guys really communicating. It should be all 5. And when it becomes all 5, everything becomes a lot easier. So I think just harping on communication, like I said before, is just really important.
Do you think missing Brian in the middle really hurt? I mean, was that a noticeable difference with him out compared to like last year?
Yeah, well, definitely. Just because y'all, I know there's been talks about the cohesiveness of the unit and the maturity in the room, and Brian's a big part of that. I mean, he's been here just as long as I have, and he's killed the playbook ever since I've been here. So having him out there is like it's like having another Sam, and it's awesome. Like I think it was definitely missed, but at the same time, it's always next man up, and we especially in the line room when we're trying to rotate guys a lot. So it's always next man up, and we just gotta get back to it, get back to communicating. There shouldn't be a drop off from first team, second team, third team.
Great. Thanks, Jordan.
Yep, no doubt.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Jordan, let's stay on communication. Coach Longo talked a lot about that yesterday as well. What specifically was the problem with communicating? When you guys say there was a communication issue Friday night, was it mixed things being said? Somebody was reading one thing, somebody's reading something else, and you guys weren't on the same page, or what else perhaps was it?
Yeah, I just think there's no blame to put on one person, or as far as like miscommunications, you can't pin it on one person. I think we all played a role in it, and just maybe confusing signals. The crowd definitely didn't allow us to hear each other talking on the field as much as we do in practice. So I think that played a big role as well. And yeah, it wasn't a lot of miscommunication, but there should have been things that were communicated that we're not. And we just have to get better and work on that. We just, in order to open up holes and protect Sam, we have to do better at that.
And regardless of the next opponent, whether it's Georgia State or whoever else, how important is communication being a point of emphasis this week and putting that to test Saturday night, regardless of the opponent, that you guys are much cleaner with the communication?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think communication has a lot to do with football. Like, honestly, we can't go anywhere without communicating to our coaches. So, like, why should it be any different when we're playing the game? I think it's going to play a big role within our season, the next game. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Like, we're going to treat every game like it's a game, regardless of who's on the field. So I think we have to communicate at home, away, big crowd, small crowd. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Last one for Jordan will come from Adam Smith.
Hey, Jordan, just sort of building off what Ross asked you about going over the film. Was there a moment there as we're reviewing it where it was clearly the worst one over the others? Like, was there one where you're just like, oh my goodness, I don't even want to see this? Like, was there one of those that stuck out?
No, not to me. I mean, I took all of them pretty hard because all of them are missed opportunities, and those lead to touchdowns. Those lead to big plays. Those lead to them first downs. Us being in 4th and short, and us having a whole different rack of 1st and 10. So I mean, I took all of them pretty hard. There wasn't really one that stood out to me. There were some that I do believe like could have been fixed or should be fixed like in camp time. But I mean, that's not going to happen every time. So you just got to look at the film, talk to your boys, and bounce back.
You were mentioning just, sort of taking some of it personally with Sam and the attention he's received and what he's capable of. I mean, just the way Friday night played out and some of the negative comments toward him, does that bother you on a personal level?
I mean, I was taught from a young age to not really pay attention to social media because, I mean, no disrespect, but 9 times out of 10, like these people they haven't played football, or they haven't played a sport, or they haven't tried to protect someone on their team, or like seen their teammate get bashed for something that we know he's not. So I don't really take that personally because I know he doesn't take it personally. And if that shows you the maturity of our locker room, I think it speaks volumes because we're not really here to listen to what other people have to say. We're here to listen to our coaches and then each other because we want to be a player-led team.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate your time today.
Yep. Thank y'all.